We were trying to conceive for about 2 years before we considered IVF, and nothing had really been happening. Now, we hadn't been doing anything too serious, but we've been aware that I think we were married 3 or 4 years at the time, and we hadn't been using any protection, and nothing had happened. So we went to have a chat with the doctor, and she recommended that we had a great holiday, and if we weren't pregnant by the time we came back, to maybe look down the road of IVF. So when we came back, we travelled around Africa for 2.5 months. We came back from there, went back to the doctor, and she referred us to the Marion Fertility Clinic. We both went in, had various tests done, and over Christmas I went in and I was kind of given a baseline of where I was at, and then the process began. And then we started the IVF in February, and we were pregnant in April. Marion Fertility Clinic themselves were fantastic. They were really fantastic. We went into it quite fast because we hadn't been able to get pregnant. We'd obviously gone to Marion Fertility Clinic, and the next thing we knew, we were kind of on the IVF gravy train, if that makes sense. Very positive experience. We didn't feel it was a difficult decision to go for IVF. It was really our only option if we wanted to have a family, and we wanted to have a family, so it was kind of a deal breaker. Financially, it was difficult because we had to borrow money and look at the finances, but we wanted to have a family, and the only way we could have a family was by doing IVF. Some of the process was a little bit daunting, and I just wasn't used to things like, for example, injecting myself. And I did find that a bit awkward, at times. But it happened terribly fast. I started inhaling. I had to bring my system low. That was in February. I started injecting in March, and I was pregnant at the beginning of April. So it really was very fast. I do think there is a stigma, shame around IVF. Like, to a point, people don't talk about it very much. And actually, once you start doing it yourself, you realise more and more people have actually done IVF. But people are ashamed to talk about it, maybe, or don't want people judging them, or are just worried about what people might think. So I think it's also a very personal and private experience, I suppose, and they're worried. People are just concerned about what other people might think about them. My relationship with my husband was probably positively affected because we were both doing something together, very much together for the first time. We got married, we bought a house, but this was a big deal. And I think we probably got closer because of it. My advice that I would give to other people who are trying to conceive is to try and be relaxed about it as much as possible. Try to be relaxed, talk to people, talk to your friends, confide in somebody, and don't become obsessed, because it really can take over your life, And obviously I have a little guy, so I can say that, but it's really worth just taking your time and talking to people.